No, you know what? I mentioned the call and response. It wasn't this song. It was Mercy that seems like a call and response song to me. That you, well, maybe we should play the song first.
Okay, let's do it. By the way, just in terms of like evolution, I could not listen to my own songs before. Like maybe the last album I finally could. But it's just funny. Now I'm like, yes, like let's listen together. And well, maybe also because the dancing is so beautiful.
Wow. Well, it just happened. So let's see. Let me find you again.
Yeah.
You sent like many different ones, but I'll just play the one I've been playing.
Oh, of Mercy.
Before I died too young, my heart was aching for all the women. My knees were shaking before they buckled. I was starving, trying to lose that baby weight. Oh, come here, darling. Before I was a mother, I was just a girl, just doing my figuring how to fit into this world. That was not the way to stay forever young. That was what they taught me, and now the damage it is done. But I could use some mercy on my soul tonight. I gotta leave these children, gotta leave them both behind. By the grace, oh by the grace, I am listening. You are not alone. Can you hear me singing?
Before I died too young, my fists were swinging, so angry and undone. My wounds were stinging. Before I got 'em, I knew how to cry, I knew how to love. I didn't want to die young. Before I was a father, I was just a boy who loved his mother, a boy who loved the world. I wanted to stay forever young. It was never meant to happen, and now the damage it is done. That I could use some mercy on my soul tonight. I gotta leave these children, gotta leave them all behind. And by the grace, oh by the grace, I am listening.
amazing. That the dancing, I'm telling you, the potency of the dancing is awesome. Really awesome.
I've had so much fun.
So cool.
You guys did such a good job with this together. Tell me about that. Tell me about the decision for him to sing it like that. And really his voice is great. And you guys, when you come in together, oh my goodness.
Well, that's how it happened. That's how it we decided to sing. We decided to have him sing because he was helping me go for it. I had not been singing it like that.
How had you been singing it?
Just a little more. I was just a little meeker,
Okay.
a little holding back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And like Damage It Is Done, I was like, I cannot do that, Hector.
You did that. I just want to write that is, that's where the proclamation is. That's where like just the utter like,
I was like, I can't do it. I can't sing it like that. I can't do it. And he was like, come on, let's do it together. So he sang it with me. Oh, we sang it over and over and over again. And when we went upstairs, it's in the basement of his parents' house, his girlfriend, Jen, who I absolutely adore and love, and our friends, she said, I got the chills when you guys were singing together. So then I left and, I came back the next day and he was like, I don't want to like step on your toes. He was like, but the second part is like, from a guy's perspective, do you want me to sing? And I was like, sure. Yes, that would be great. So that's how that happened. Cause he was like, Jen said it sounded really good. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. That would be amazing. Yes, absolutely. And then he's just wonderful. He took singing lessons because it's been a long time since he's sang and just took it really, really honored it. I mean, he's literally singing my father's part. So it meant a lot and he knew that, and wow, what a gift, so he really went for it. And then that made me go for it more. So really built the energy of it. I honestly, when I was playing this song for him for the first time, I almost stopped in the middle and just was like, I did stop. And I just thought, you know what, let's not record this one. I just didn't know if I could. I didn't know. I started second guessing, and it wasn't so emotional for me, like so tender, but I thought, I don't know if I can make this resonate with anyone else.
Okay. I've already shared, you told me I could share this with my sister, which I did. And then I think I told you I shared it with the woman who I sent you her poem, right?
Oh yeah.
Did I tell you that she said to me that, because she's a woman who deals with so much trauma, as you can see from her writing.
Yeah.
She always loved the name Mercy. And if she was going to be named a name, it would have been Mercy.
Wow.
And to me, like, this is the epitome of trauma. Like it could be like, what do you call it when you have like the anthem for trauma or whatever?
Yeah.
The thing, this probably be the only time I say something like this, but it keeps coming to me, but this, not that you're going to change your song.
Yeah.
But I felt like since the first time I heard it, that the song should end sharply, should just end abruptly.
Yeah.
That's my heavy metal, influence.
Yeah.
Probably.
But doesn't it? I feel like it kind of does, but you went even more abrupt.
Yeah. That it would just be like,
boom. I like it. I mean, I could try to make it happen.
Now,
I love that.
Yeah. Like, can you hear me singing?
Yeah. Not like dun, 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 dun. It does step down instead of, can you hear me singing?
Yeah. Cause there's a certain amount of like, just like, to me, I put the feeling of the wail, like it's unfair, the unfairness of it, like the innocence, the unfairness of all of this.
I think why I almost didn't want to do it. Because I was all of the other ones feel so much more complete, but the unfairness, singing to, like, I think I always want to make sure I keep the nuances of things, you know, the bittersweetness. I wasn't sure if this song had enough sweetness.
Well, the bittersweetness, let me just also say, so the beginning of it, you know, speaks to his mother.
Yeah.
And to me, like, oh my God, just the generational stories and the generational traumas, like each, you really have a picture of each generation. Like, here, this is going on with taking these pills and, you know, trying to fit in, you know, this perpetual fitting in. And that almost a warning for girls nowadays, like women nowadays, how like the loss, like, look what we're doing when you really think about it. And then here she is, so little and young, and again, forever young. And then you go to your dad, and I have a couple of questions. I don't know if, just looking at the time, tell me a little bit more what, like, his fists were singing, so angry undone, my wounds were stinging. What is that about for your dad? Is it about his loss? But what else?
It was, so the heartbreak of his life was losing his mom, because, well, he was 5. I mean, he was 4 or 5, but he then, my grandfather remarried like soon after, and he was very like ADD, my dad. And so he was a tough kid. And so his stepmother was like, he's too much for me. And so his brother was not, as he was my Uncle Brian. And so he had a really tough time in that house then, not just because his mom died, but also for that. So then this is when my Aunt Honey steps in and does a lot of like nurturing. And so, the fist swinging, so as a teenager and a young adult, he did not want to grow up. He was very like rebel without a cause kind of dude, like just fighting. And so that was what that's what it's about. And sort of like, it's like when you see someone that has a fight to fight, but they're just kind of fighting all the wrong people. They're just like picking any battle and just whatever. So that was his.
There's a lot of pain in this song. Like, you know, when you think, you know, as I've thought about them, of course, when I'm listening to singing, you know, and the Radium Girls is there in the background too, and just I guess like how much trauma you had to contend with, you know, from your family, like, you know, arriving, your dad's death arriving, you know, and his horror that he is going to die.
That's like, I think the mercy, I was like the mercy, right? Like this, that was the heartbreak of his life. That was what sort of spun him out. And my mom always said, you know, he calmed down. He was the happiest when he had a family of his own. So then the tragedy for me, and to know that now, and to know what was that like, dying and knowing you're leaving this behind, like you're leaving your kids behind. This was the heartbreak of your life, and now they're going to lose you. And that's the mercy I'm talking about, and the grace. And it's interesting, you know, writing the song and singing the song, like truly a prayer. I am singing to them. Am I alone? Are they alone? Were they alone in this? Like, where's the mercy? this song felt like a request from Pat Savage. Like, that's my grandmother, that's his mother. Like, she needed a voice. And it kind of, in a weird way, brought me like peace, thinking that, yes, they hear me. Yes, I hear them. So it was, and the mercy is me singing the song.
And therefore, and all of that, and then you're speaking on behalf of all of us and all of our ancestors, and like enough, like
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. So that damage it is done, it's like, oh, like the damage is done when something like that happens, you know, but also that it
Right.
can be done.
Right.
So it's like that a lot is in that little line, you know, that yell. So yeah, that was, I think, my second thoughts about, should I record this song? Am I going to record this song? And that feels good to that.
Any of them, like each of them, I'm really not just saying this, you are so crazy talented, Shannon. I mean, your voice is so pure. And I remember that from before too. And because I think of everything you've done, but there's such a maturation in you and in your work. But it sounds like you're already playing to a stadium, you know, it really does.
And these songs were, you know, as long as I've wanted to record them, I wanted a lot for them. They're like, you know, you want a lot for your kids. I didn't really want to, they wanted a bigger sound. And it's not always what I want, but they do feel anthemic. And so it felt like, to honor the song, it was a different kind of sound that I was looking for.
Maybe also because the timing of, I mean, I'm just going to make an interpretation, not that this is for you, but for me, the meaning of our times call for it.
Yes. 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 Which also was why I was like a little, like, I don't think it's going to be released now until it's really February. And I was like feeling like that wasn't fast enough. Like, we need these songs now kind of feeling. Like, I was feeling that during the pandemic. I was still, you know, singing them by myself when I could, in a separate room. But that feels good though.
Trust, this is what I've learned. I know you've got to go. Trust that the universe has its timing.
And I have been working on that, and I have felt that. And this summer was the first time where I said, okay, this is big. This is like, you do all this chipping away, you do all these small baby steps. It's excruciating at times. This summer felt like, oh my God, a leap, you know, a dance, you know, like, enjoy this moment, because there's trust in the divine timing. Like, I did have to, and I do have to say that to myself, because
and I want you to also, you can think about this, you can talk about it. Tell me sort of what you have in mind, because not that there would be anything, but I am feeling the desire to share your music, or to see if there's anybody that I could maybe get my hands on for you musically. Again, my husband's not the most connected person because he doesn't do the whole schmooze or whatever, but
I know that. I mean,
I believe in your, you know, I have no problem doing anything from the place of the wanting to, you know.
Yeah, right.
Like, and if that's what's calling to me to do, then I might offer to do that. Not that, again, that I have to, it doesn't mean anything. It's just that there's that feeling there of potentially the universe, what I've learned from Sarmeet, of there's an evocation going on. Something is pulling us forward too. It's not just us seeking, it's seeking us. So, pay attention to that. So we'll talk, but you better go make dinner. What are you making?
Burger night.
Okay. See ya. We'll catch
It's Maya's favorite. I was like, let's talk about all the different veggie burgers we can make. But she was like, please don't take burger night away from me. I was like, we're doing burgers.
Great.
I'm sorry we're cutting short, but can I just say thank you a million times? And I can't wait to share the rest of the music with you. This is such a gift. Seeing you dance to the songs is another level of gratitude, because I know you've been dancing to them, but getting to see the potency of the emotion and the expression that comes out in your dance. I mean, it really is poetry. Like, it's like your poetry. So cool.
Great. And in my garden, oh my God, so fun. In your
God,
pool.
I love it. And I want you to share this music. So we'll talk more about that.
Together.
Yes, definitely. Oh my gosh.
All
Heart
right.
explode.
I know, exactly. All right. I love you. Have fun tonight.
I love you too. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.